Good morning again, everybody. It's Monday, September 16th, 2024. Fussing with my mic here. One sec. There we go. That's better. All right. Hey, here we are. What a great week last week. So the big goal this week is to have just as good as we did last week. It was absolutely terrific. You can see here how the SPY just rallied up very, very, very nice. Came awfully close, not quite, not quite to my line up here, but close enough. So let's do this here. Let me get my little trusty tool out. Whoops, I want this tool. There we go. Price is above the T-line. T-line is above the trend indicator. You can see that the that magenta line right there is trending up, just like that. We're bullish. I believe we're bullish. I think we're going to remain bullish until we're not bullish. You know, when you look at a chart as simple as that, it just, wow. I think that's just holy cow. That's a simple way to look at a chart. You're bullish till you're not bullish, and you're bearish until you're not bearish. You just have to have rules on what is the change, and my rules are price above the T-line above the trend indicator. And then this line comes in there as well, but my big one is price, T-line, trend indicator. So if we're bearish, then we're going to be like this over here. Price, T-line, trend indicator, everything pointing down. And right now, I remain bullish. I also think we could get a little choppy in here. Big week this week. Big week with this week with the Feds. Everybody's guess is as good as mine. Quarter point, half point. Everybody has an opinion. It's pretty funny to listen to the news shows. And not only do we have an opinion on which one it is, everyone has an opinion on whether they should or shouldn't, and they're too late, they're too early. I find it extremely funny to listen to all the news media and everybody trying to claim their 15 minutes of fame on whatever they think. And good Lord, when they're right, oh my gosh, you'll never hear the end of it. Pretty humorous, actually. Anyway, sorry to go off script here. Bullish, we're all looking good. If you take a look at the Qs, I think overall, here, let's clean that up a tad. There we go. Let's get rid of that. There we go. I think the Qs are still trying to get bullish. They've run up. They hit a little bit of resistance. They pulled back. That does not mean that they're dead. It just means they hit some resistance and they're pulling back. On the other hand, here, let's take this line here. On the other hand, if they get below about, I'll say right about there. Yeah. I'm using this candle right here and this one right here. If the Qs get below that 464.95, well, we could have a problem on our hands. We really could. But anything above that, I think I'm cool with that. The Qs are allowed to pull back. That's perfectly fine. Let's monitor the candlesticks. That's so important, and that gives you what I think is about as perfect as you're going to get view into price action. So let's keep our eyes on that. If we take a look at SM, let's do IYT first. If we look at the transports are starting to work out pretty good. I think we've got a bullish trend here based on my definition of a bullish trend. Price above the T-line, T-line above the trend indicator, and you can see our linear regression line is moving up. And that somebody asked me that over the weekend. All that line right there, it's the linear regression of a moving average is all it is. Take a look at SMH. That's not faring quite as well. It really is not. The thing that the SMH has going for it, if you even want to say that, is that we do have a higher low. That is one thing it might have going for it. But overall, it's just in this wedge here, and it needs to make a decision to break out or break down. When we're in this wedge, just a lot of noise, choppiness, sucks people into longs and shorts, and real with no commitment. You commit with your money, but the chart has not committed. So I think that certainly is a way to trade, I guess, if you choose to. Let's take a look at some charts here if I can. There they are. Take a look at OS. Oh, by the way, I posted a few charts, and we've got a couple people posting charts over on our Facebook user group. So if you ever want to peek over there, there's some charts over there that you can take a look at. Well, you'll see if you go over there. Some charts. I put some up with some targets this week. In fact, a couple of them I'm talking about here today, this morning. All right, so let's take a look at OUST here. We had a nice pop up over the T line here, and here we're moving up. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the morning real time off, because so it doesn't skew the 60-minute when we go look at that 60-minute. So here we had this pop over the T-line right in here, and setting up for that pinball setup is really what it's setting up for. Now I'm only going to trade this really on the daily chart, but if you come over to 60-minute chart, you can see it's setting up for a very nice rounded bottom breakout. So what I want to see in the 60-minute chart is I want to see the chart set up. I don't want to see it blown up too high, and I want to see it come back, but then I'm going to revert to that daily chart. But if anybody trades, I think a lot of people trade the rounded bottom breakout more than they trade the pinball setup. I know I do. And this gives you that rounded bottom breakout view. Everything's there. The 50 period moving average, the 200 period moving average, everything is there for a rounded bottom breakout, okay? And that's moving up very nice here. Another one is space. Take a look at space. Big bullish engulf here. We've popped up. I've got targets 780, 850, 980, 13, 14. Look, that's a long way up there to the tune of about 125%. This is going to take some time. This is not going to happen just bibbity boppity boop and we're up there. It's not going to happen that way. So this could be a stock chart that we can trade on and off over time pretty well. But it may be setting up that very nice bottom right in there. So I'm going to keep my eye on space. Hey, Duke, couple of utilities, actually a lot of utilities are moving up this morning. I've got Duke here. Duke has a nice trend. Here we've pulled back, 3/8 trap, looking for that J hook. Most 3/8 traps that I look at, you could pretty much qualify them as a J hook. A continuation pattern is what it is. And you know, if that's the trend right there, okay, and we rise up and we pull back, we create that 3/8 trap, and then the bulls step in and start moving up, well, there's your J hook right there. So the 3/8 trap is a very good entry mechanism on a trending chart, and what we're looking for is the continuation of that trend. Okay. There's U. Take a look at U. Now this to me is not a buy right now. It is not. If you look at these two candles right in here, you missed it. It's cooked. What I'm waiting for is a pullback. I'm waiting for that setup right here. Nice little pullback. I'm looking for that entry. When that happens, and I can't, I know a lot of people will say, hey, this is a buy at 1943. Well, I can't do that because I don't know what the candlesticks are going to do. I can't predict that. Cannot at all. So I'm going to wait patiently, and then I'm going to allow this groovy tool I have called Live Trading Alerts to alert me when the candle is set up based on how I have the alert dialed in. So I'll wait for that. And when that happens, then I can put my stop in wherever I want to, depending on where I buy it. But you here, nice rounded bottom breakout. The main target, the big target, is the 200 period moving average up here at about 24.75. Don't get locked into that. You know, sometimes, you know, charts don't get that high. But just moving off the start of the rounded bottom breakout, even to where it went to Friday, that's 20%. That's an excellent, excellent move there. Chewy, you know, we closed Chewy out a very nice profit here, very, very nice. And this is one I'm going to wait patiently for a pullback on. It's too high now to buy, so I'll just wait patiently. And when it does, I'll set that chart up just like that, how I had it set up before. Put some targets on it. But first, I need it to pull back. I need it set up. And again, that groovy little tool I use will tell me when the buyer starts stepping in. And we'll take a look at Chewy. ROLX, RBLX, nice chart moving up. We just recently broke out right here at about 45. I've got targets at 46.5, 48.5, 50, almost 51, 52 up here. So we've got a nice trend here. Basically just looking for that little bit of a rest to give me that entry, and then we can set up our, I'm going to tighten that up a little bit, set up our target here. And what I'm using for a target is a combination of three things. I'm using a combination of the T-line, the trend indicator, and price is what I'm using. So I'm going to come in here and so there I've got the T-line in it, because that to me, since I'm looking for a chart that's trending based on price, the T-line, and the 34, if we started to fail that trend or crack that trend, well, I probably shouldn't want to be in that chart. Now that's just, maybe that's too simple. Excuse me. Maybe that's too simple. I don't know. But it sounds simple, and I like simple. So pretty easy to do, really. Anyway, ROLX is looking pretty good here. LCID is setting up. I've got a note here to peek at the weekly, so let's do that. Check out that weekly chart. Pop up, pull back, pop up, pull back here. I think the weekly chart is fantastic looking, and I think there's a nice move to the upside. And if we start to break out at that 5 1/4, man, there's tons of places we could go based on peaks and valleys of past price performance, as well as moving averages up here. So here's the daily, shopping for that entry, you know, let the market open up kind of a thing. What works best for me or what works best for you. Watch for the candle that might trigger you in. We're setting up in a 3/8 trap right now, so some folks like that. I like that. Might be a buy right there today. We'll keep an eye on it. WPM. This is another one waiting for a pullback, for an entry. I also wrote on this one. Take a look at the weekly. So let's do that. Look at that weekly chart. Yeah. So if we look at the weekly chart, you can see the trend is still there. You see, we just keep on doing it, right? And that's what we want to happen. Just keep on doing it. And it will do that. I guarantee it will do that until it doesn't. Pretty simple. Until it doesn't. So back to the daily here. Just wait for the pullback, wait for the entry, and then let's go attack this again. Hood. I think Hood is setting up. Hood might get a little excited here. But again, the entry, we're too high. 3 candles up here, I think we're too high. We're also 22.40. If you look across there, we're right up against some price resistance, a stumbling block, you know, a speed bump. So let's wait for the pullback, wait for it to set up, and then boom. And then and members, you guys all know that. I mean, if I buy it, I'll post it in the room. and on the app as well. Here's another one of those utilities. I think this is a beautiful chart. I think this is a gorgeous chart. And just because I think it's gorgeous doesn't mean it's guaranteed to go up. I just think it meets a whole lot of criteria. Here's a nice trend up. Here's a rally up. Here's our pullback. We put some lows in there below the T line, above the trend indicator. We even closed in there one day, and we popped up Friday. I just think this is a real nice chart. You know, watch for a breakout. That might be what some people might do. Other people, it's a buy right away at the open this morning or 5 minutes after maybe. Buy on a breakout, buy in here, buy on an inside day. Yeah, I just think that's a real nice chart right in there. I just saw this morning, didn't get a chance to put you know, targets or stop in there. We'll do that after the market closes maybe. LEVI. I'm liking LEVI. Yeah, boy. Look at LEVI. LEVI's come from the bottom here, a nice little run up. Targets around 2030, 2160, 2240 up here. From the bottom of the green box to the top of the green box, just under 16%. So depending on where it's bought, even if it's bought, you know, that'll determine what you have right in here for possible percentage. Watch for the pullbacks. Watch for the candlestick sell signals that might say, okay, it's time to take some profits, things like this. This is one that I put on the Facebook page, and I wrote in there, LEVI may want to frolic into this gap over here. So let's keep an eye on LEVI. And the last one I have is BLNK, okay? BLNK, be careful with BLNK, okay? That's all I can say. Is be very, very careful with BLNK. It may go somewhere, it may not go somewhere. Big old oversold down move. We do have a morning star here, which means nothing as far as the long term goes. Doesn't mean a doggone thing. Short term, yeah, you know, it can mean something. So here we pop up. We're just consolidating right in here. The trend indicator is not red, so I'm not interested, or is not green, so I am not interested in buying it unless we switch over here to that hourly chart. And now we've got ourselves a rounded bottom breakout. Now I love trading this setup right here because now it meets all my criteria on a trying to do two things at once here, on a 60-minute setup. Here's our trend. Our trend is we're bullish, right? Price above the T line above the trend indicator here, and we're in that rounded bottom breakout. So I still see another 7, 8, maybe 10% move up on the 60-minute chart, and then we can reevaluate on the daily chart. So anyway, there we go. I hope everyone has a wonderful day today. Trade smart, trade wise. Remember, big week for the Feds, so that could play a part. If anything, I would say choppiness until Wednesday. All right, we'll see everybody at the bottom of the hour. Thank you for listening in. Appreciate it. Ed, thank you for your help there. We'll see you guys in about 30 minutes, okay? Take care.